Yeah, bro, let's get into it. Got plenty of conversation. Let's unravel.
Yeah, man. How are you today?
I'm doing great, brother. Yeah, I'm just in good spirits. I just rewatched a bunch of kind of like first early favorite films from a bunch of directors, and I appreciated them, all of them, way more than ever this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah, 39 Steps by Alfred Hitchcock, Polytechnique by Denis Villeneuve, and Following by Christopher Nolan. And Following especially, I know that's one I hadn't really thought about such a long time, but I really washed over big time. I think just seeing appreciating the low budget going into it.
Yeah.
Nolan made that as a college student. He made that extremely accessible and inviting. I felt like.
I saw that during 2020, COVID. I think I was.
Right on. I remember.
I watched it at night. I think you let me borrow the Criterion channel or something like that, and I was on there. Or you had this whole list of movies because I watched that, and I watched the what's the one where he's talking to death? It's Seven. It's like an older movie where he's it's on a beach. There's
Seventh Seal.
The Seventh Seal. Yeah, I watched that and Following kind of close to each other.
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember
both were awesome viewings.
They are great.
And Killing the Chinese Book.
That's right. Killing the Chinese Bookie.
Yeah, but
that was a big one.
But Following is cool, man. It's very minimal. I liked how it was done, and it's really interesting. It does give me Memento vibes. And I like that it was, like you said, he was in college. I mean, I think he shot it every weekend for a year or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's a cool movie. I'd like to watch it again, though. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'd strongly recommend it because, again, I think age and passing time, I appreciated the value of it more than ever because I think that's been a lot. Maybe I've been going through a lot of artists in their 20s, and now that I'm in my early 30s, just, oh, wow, I kind of just maybe have a full appreciation of art, maybe what the artist was going through in a sense, and almost just finding more influence and energy in that kind of momentum more than ever before. Maybe that's something that happens with age. You look back at just younger artists, and it's a little surreal, big in some ways. That artist, maybe you were once oh man, he's this big adult. Now I'm oh man, he's you can almost see the child in it more than ever. And that inspires me more than ever, honestly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one to visit. And then what was the other ones that you watched?
The 39 Steps by Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah,
bro.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah, so it was this British, because he was a British director before he was American, and he made this in his earlier years, and it was just a good suspense movie. I thought it was mostly just an intense thriller. It reminds me of the cat and mouse chase sequence scenario of North by Northwest, but I'd say a little bit more straightforward, not really comedic, more of a straightforward thriller, but just well directed. I mean, so many great shots of the composition all throughout, just great suspense value. I feel like Hitchcock just nails the character development and just keeping it genuinely just being the suspense artist that he's known as.
Wow.
Just in such an original sort of way. And you can kind of see the blueprint of almost all of his films to follow in a sense.
I need to dive into a lot of his filmography. I've only seen a small handful of them,
I've seen the biggest ones. Yeah, there's still
some of the biggest ones, yeah.
There's still way more I need to see, too. He's just such I think he's made 70 or 80 films.
That's insane.
He's got one of the most insane filmographies of all time.
I love it. Wasn't he a weirdo or something in real life?
Big time. Yeah. He was weird, and that's what I think I love so much about because we were talking recently about his collaboration with James Stewart, and I feel like he was kind of trying to bring out his weirdest shades into the most charismatic person of our actor alive, and I think James Stewart was kind of the one to do that in his films between Rear Window and Vertigo. I think, like you said, I think Hitchcock was really much revealing in Vertigo, especially about how he honestly looks at things. He was kind of about the most honest, sort of creepy person of all time. I'd say he was very creepy. He had a very unsettling. I think it was mostly just his relationship with the actresses and the women. It's man,
really?
you can tell he's a very unsettling kind of artist in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
But he kind of ends up conveying just the right amount of tone, and maybe just trying to give you a subtle sense of humanism about being on the dark side in a lot of ways.
Yeah, true.
And a quote I think about a lot is what the Joker says in Dark Knight is you die a hero or live long enough to see yourself be a villain. And I think that happens to most of these artists. Now I think Hitchcock might have been one of the first ones to be that openly confessional that he was. He'd be
I think Tarantino's starting to become a villain.
Big time. No, he is. That's another point. I was going to bring that up at some point. He's just gotten so much controversy, and he's always kind of had a sense of controversy to him. But now he's kind of alienating himself from his fans a lot.
Yeah.
He's kind of going through that. And it's kind of cringy when it's him. It reminds me of the Kanye West way, where it's just this feels like he just shouldn't be expressing opinions. I feel like he should just be making his work,
Yeah, a lot of people are clapping back at that, dude. People who love Tarantino are I disagree with.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking
about. I think he's going to have to speak to his art on that. Which I had this subtle, it's just me dreaming because Tarantino's proven such a perfect filmography. I know his personality can be hit or miss. It's very much like the Hitchcock way, but I kind of like the theory. What if he was just doing all that just literally just, I don't know, get stir up just because he can. I feel like he was at a party. He was watch this. bet I could say something that'll get the world talking. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's just something. It's just ridiculous. I don't know.
I know, especially to be like coming after like Matthew Lillard after.
I know. I'm like the
like
perfectly likable,
I'm like,
charismatic, good actor.
what did he do?
And here, Tarantino's not that good of an actor. They are all better actors than Tarantino's been proven himself to be in his films. That's just why it's so awkward.
There's definitely something like, okay,
he's out of his
what do
element.
you fucking?
He's out of his element. Yeah, it doesn't matter what a genius artist. It's like, there's just a level where it's like, dude, you're just out of your element. You know, it's like everyone's kind of everyone at the end of the day, I think, has their place. You know, it's like, dude, cater to what you got best, or don't say anything.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
As I think most of the great artists are doing. It's like, okay, I'm like. Yeah, sometimes I think that can happen. It just gets off the rails of like, okay, I feel like the artist just has to say too much about their thoughts of it. It's like, yeah, dude, we don't. You're just off, dude. You're just you're out of sync, bro. Like, and I think he's probably just been in a very out of sync place this whole decade since he made Hollywood. That's the sense I get kind of in general.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's been watching the movie. I mean,
and he was so like kind of back and forth on his projects for the longest time. Like, I think maybe he even, I don't know. I mean, like, maybe he's even kind of gone over his head on some.
He should have made the movie critic before he turned into such a bad movie critic. Like, that's what I think. He should just shut up and make that movie.
I still would have liked to see what he'd done with that Star Trek idea that he had.
I know.
Like, he had what was it? He was going for like a rated R like Star Trek or something.
He was at one point. Yeah, it would have been awesome to see him venture into science fiction. Yeah, that's like, I don't know. Maybe that's just an uncomfortable door because he's also just definitive. This is his last film he's gonna make, which it's just like, I don't know. You see all these other filmmakers that are just kind of contradicting, proving that to not be true. I think he's got one of those like he's got it in him, but he just doesn't want to give. Like maybe same way that Martin Scorsese or Paul Thomas Anderson does, where there's always momentum. You feel like they have that same kind of genius, but they kind of, there's no there's just no limit, you know, like there's no need to limit yourself into that.
Absolutely. But I think that would have been cool, or any other his other. I guess the movie critic, that was one. But now, what was it supposed to be doing? Like a musical?
Yeah, he wanted to do a musical stage play. Yeah, he's
just, I'm just like
hopping around. I think he's just trying to get out of his comfort. I don't know. He wants to do just things that he wants to be different this decade a lot. I don't know. It's like, I think like what's hitting me about all this is that I think he's a big time like artist of the 1990s, and you can almost see in some ways where like, oh man, he might almost have a dated end to him that's kind of revealing itself throughout this decade, which is very fascinating. I think very educational to take in, but also just kind of like, it's also just very warped and bizarre for just such a beloved artist. You know, I mean, he's literally about one of the most influential artists of all time, I think, and you know, I just it's just very surreal. I don't know, just to see him kind of directing that his just extent of just I don't know, extent to the wrong places almost. It's just weird. They're just weird places, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, Tarantino, man. That's an interesting one.
I
have a whole. I want to go down a rabbit hole of Tarantino one day with you.
Me too.
On his filmography.
There's so much to say about his filmography. It's a lot, you know, and especially like now, I think looking back at it, especially with like recent controversy, I just kind of take it in as just like, wow, this almost feels like almost more and more of like an old-fashioned kind of feeling in a sense. And I don't know, that's almost hitting me so much. I don't know, there's an aesthetic that's just more and more every day and resonating about all that than ever before. I don't know, it's actually very influential in that, just the ultimate just go out and do it kind of feeling.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much to take from that, you know, from that kind of brilliance.
Yeah, you kind of have to have that mindset.
Take the artist side of it, and it's like, it doesn't mean you have to take his personality too, you know, just take his artistry, bro.
True, you can't deny the man's work.
You can't. There's a lot of artists are, there's a lot of artists where it's like, it's the work that's speaking, you know, it's because there's kind of a universal language, you know. Eventually that's the side of it that I want to take away from it, because his name's not leaving our brains, you know. he's permanently etched. So.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, what was the third film that you?
Oh, and I watched Polytechnique by Denis Villeneuve. He made this right before, because I hadn't really seen it in a long time. It was just a great thriller from start to finish. Just about also kind of just like the theme of like kind of like a following in 39 Subs, or a lot of like cat and mouse chasing going on. A lot of following, but this was a very humanist display, I would say. I really liked how close up it was on just a lot of raw emotional kind of value, just a lot of kind of like almost like an uplifting shade of like depressive qualities, you could say. I think that's what that film was all about. And it was like really short. I mean, it was only like 70 minutes, like how Following is, but it just really got across a very emotionally just strong kind of way, which that's what I like about Villeneuve's filmography so much. It's found, I feel like, a perfect foreshadow to all the work he would do in the 2010s. I mean, ranging from the like Prisoners, like Blade Runner 2049, the Dune films, Ensembles, etc. Like all of those just have a lot of humanity in the way they're displayed. Like sometimes they're really dark, like Prisoners. That's a dark, but I feel like he's always got a humanist kind of outlook on that kind of way.
Yeah,
that really stays out. Are you a big fan of his filmography? Have you seen a lot of it?
I don't. He did Prisoners.
Yeah, Prisoners.
Yeah, Prisoners is great.
I love Prisoners.
Dune, I haven't seen Blade Runner. And then what else did he do?
They're great. I recommend. Oh yeah, Sicario. We watched that.
Oh
one.
yeah, we watched that one.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah,
for me.
I remember.
Was
Yeah,
all right. It was like it was cool. It was a great cast and stuff. But I don't know. I just kind of had like kind of let it slide off my shoulder feeling after watching it or something.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a weird one for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally see. I totally makes sense to me too. I think I backed away, and I totally understand it. Cause I'm like, I think I used to look at it almost as a bit of a No Country for Old Men film, but I think that might have solidified. Okay, there's a kind of a difference that this film has in its core that's quite different. Maybe it's like the character dynamic in some way just didn't fully resonate. And I could totally see that.
Yeah, definitely.
And did you see Arrival?
No.
I'll recommend it. Yeah, recommend it. I'm like really excited for you that you got that journey ahead because that always just like, dude, it's easy. When he ventured into science fiction, I think he really got big time. I feel like
I think I started it like
he's really down to earth about over the top kind of subject matter, which is perfect. Actually,
Yeah.
he's perfect about it.
Yeah, no, I need to really dive into more of his filmography.
I definitely would recommend it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's it's like he kind of has this really good like again a humanist kind of display of like epic themes, and he kind of ends up just being one of those directors, kind of like how like Peter Jackson was the Lord of the Rings, Stanley Kubrick. Like they hit me in a way where I feel like they're just achieving what seems impossible. Like you look at it and it's like, how could a man do all this? I don't know. It's just Villeneuve is just a guy who can just pull off extraordinary feats in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
His movies are just particularly stunning. So yeah, I really love that, and watching all those this morning was fantastic. And I also want to point out on the side just the extent of Christmas spirit I'm feeling this month, to the extent where I'm just wanting to watch all kinds of movies about Christmas.
Right,
now,
I know. I
especially.
get the feeling, man. I just like
it's lit up right now. I mean,
especially when I'm not like really watching too many stuff like movies or anything. I just kind of want to have Christmas movies on in the background or something to just kind of unwind with. And
like every day I'm putting on a Christmas movie somewhere along.
Yeah.
I'll watch a bunch of stuff.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, there has to be it's almost a requirement now that a Christmas movie will be displayed at some point. Like yesterday it was I watched The Holdovers.
I still need to see that
recommended.
one.
That is a great one, man. I really love it. I really it was like just the set in the 60s in a school, just kind of like this teacher and a student that initially doesn't get along, but then they end up forming a really original kind of chemistry, and it has wonderful cheer about it. I'd say all throughout.
I do want to watch that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I keep forgetting about that movie. I'll have to look it up. See if it's
Paul
streaming.
Giamatti. That's directed by Alexander Payne. Have you seen Sideways or Nebraska?
Nope.
I recommend it. I'd really be curious to hear how you connect with those. He's kind of got like the Americana Midwest sort of tone to him, but he's very kind of comedy drama. I say he's the ultimate comedy drama director, as if the tone of like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was just kind of, I don't know, almost personified in a way.
Yeah. Okay.
Like just kind of like Sideways, just a couple guys, just like one guy's extremely extroverted, one guy's extremely introverted. They just kind of go on this big road trip, just try wine. They just meet a bunch of women along the way. And they just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of a rendezvous throughout the West.
Right
you know?
on.
It's just the perfect buddy film in the sense of the word.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then Nebraska's a great like father and son depiction. Again, just the guy driving his father down the road, like he's just like Bruce Stern plays the father. Will Forte plays the son. And it's just beautiful. Some of the most beautiful cinematography I've ever seen. I mean, it's black and white and played in 2013, but I mean, it really stands out and kind of makes it worth it to have that kind of cinematography there.
Yeah.
Just really detail oriented, a lot of just road trip aesthetic to it. Kind of loneliness, but like on father and son, you can tell like the son's like, oh, I doesn't want to be here. He wants to be out doing more fun stuff. But in the end, it's like this is why it's worth it to him to preserve his relationship with his father in every sense of the word. I don't know. It's a beautiful movie in every sense. Yeah,
cool.
absolutely
I'll
love
check
it.
those out. Yeah.
Really recommend the humanism in those. Yeah, it's awesome. And he also made Election. Did you see Election?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, bro.
I watched that for the first time.
That's right. That was him as well.
Last year or something like that. Wendy showed it to me.
Bro.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
okay, you're gonna love a sense of humor then. Yeah, that's not. Yeah. That's the one I remember the least. So I'm curious to hear you geek a little on that.
Oh gosh, it was just like, isn't Matthew Broderick?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Matthew Broderick. I
Matthew
want to say Reese Witherspoon. I think.
Yeah. It's really quirky, but it's like super like. I honestly, it's been I remember watching it, but it's kind of been a minute, so I don't remember all the exact details. I just remember it kind of being like super kind of wacky, but like serious, like there. And I don't know. I just loved it. Was like there's like some politics involved in it and stuff like that. So it's got a cool tone, but it's like really kind of like loose and light in a way where it's like just makes it really fun, kind of jaw dropping in some parts to do it. So
yeah.
I don't know. I loved it though. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I would like to watch it again.
Dude, yeah, absolutely, I'm absolutely right there with you. Yeah. I need to as well because I loved it, dude. It's just a great character. I remember it hilarious too.
Yeah, it was. It was
great,
really fun.
So much comedy in there.
Yeah.
So I need to rewatch. I don't remember a lot of details about it.
I know. I'm like, I don't remember the details to be honest, but I did remember like having a great time watching it. It was a lot of fun.
Had a great late '90s aesthetic to it, and then I also got to showcase How the Grinch Stole Christmas, bro. I recently rewatched that. I've been so long overdue.
With it right now. The Jim Carrey version too.
Yeah, I think us talking about it just prompted me, and I'm just like, okay, that is a great movie.
I'm surprised you haven't watched it sooner.
I know. I was like a child, and I don't think I really appreciated it as much as a child. But now I look at it, I'm like, dude, I love the way it's directed. I love the characters. I love the whole setting of Whoville, like the whole loneliness of Carrie, like going crazy. Like, it's all fantastic.
And it's like he's so like outrageous.
He is outrageous,
and it's like, but it's all like Oh, there's a soft, warm, like coziness to the whole thing because it's like very heartfelt. Throughout the whole
Extremely.
string,
And I think I appreciated the heartfelt moments more than ever. Now it's like, wow, I don't know. I just felt like very attaching. Maybe when I was young, I would watch it. I'm like, I don't know. It always felt like a very sugary kind of feeling. But now it's just like, well, that's just right to the heart.
Yeah,
Perfect,
absolutely.
Quite amazing.
It's yeah, it's a wonderful movie, man. I was telling you upstairs when I went to Universal Studios, like when I was a kid, I went to California, and they still had the Whoville set up. We had to like tour and like drive by, like on the little bus thing, whatever it was. But yeah, the whole Whoville set was up.
That's
it was
unreal,
so cool. Yeah,
bro. That's awesome.
And then and that movie is just like grown to be like a staple throughout Christmas time, man. I love putting it on even as a background. Like it's just like a fun movie. I saw it in theaters, and I was telling Wendy last night because we were watching it with Augie, and when I was younger, I watched it so many times I was quoting every line from the movie, and I'm talking like maybe like fourth grade or something. And we watched it in school one day with the whole class, one of these slow Christmas days, and I was quoting every line in the class, and some kid turns around and was like, "Stop!" Like, well, you just watched the movie, and I was like, "Ah."
Well, if I were in class with you, I would say keep going because
Yeah,
I was eager to meet some people who would just loudly quote movies because no one would. So that's why I'd go home and just in private, just all day and night, just like kind of recite every single line from like Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka.
Wow,
like, that's why I do it. I was like, well, there's no one else. If I talk about this to someone, they're gonna tell me to shut up. So I'm gonna do it alone.
Yeah, and little Cindy Lou Who in the movie, she grew up and became like a famous singer.
Seriously?
In a band.
I did not know anything about that.
It's a band called The Pretty Reckless.
No way.
Yeah, it's like she leads, sings, and I think she plays guitar, but she has a band. They're kind of like
I love her character.
They're kind of like heavy, like kind of heavy alternative rock, maybe a little bit of punk influence in there too. But they're actually like they're really good.
What are they called again?
Yeah, she's a
she's
a lead singer of that.
What's the name of their band?
The Pretty Reckless.
Pretty Reckless. I'll look
Yeah,
that
they're
up
pretty
later.
fun. Yeah,
that's cool, bro. Yeah, so that was really cool. Yeah, I mean, just Grinch in general, that was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Other Christmas movies, Home Alone. Yeah, both Home Alone movies. So I watched the first one, and then the next day we were hanging out, and you put it on again. So I watched it 2 days in a row, and somehow that actually had complete momentum. That actually worked to watch it 2 days in a row. It didn't feel exhausting.
It's
at all.
awesome.
It's like I actually loved it more the second time around.
Yeah.
I find when I do that, I can just breathe in more details. Really, it's just like okay, I kind of know exactly the layers of motion from that first viewing. So now I can just kick back and have fun with it. That's what I get out of rewatching movies so much. Just the fun of it. It's like I feel like I know the general tone of it. I know the world. Now I can just kind of kick back and just be loose about what the movie's going for, which I think is what the movie really wants to be to the person at the end of the day. Yeah, so I thought that Home Alone was awesome. I just thought the first one was so fun.
It really is like a kind of a staple. I mean, it is a staple holiday movie, but it's so grounded. Like it takes place all in that neighborhood and in the house, too, and there's very much the heartfelt thing where it's like this kid who he's so confident about being like on his own especially after like a night where he's pissed off everybody. He thinks he can rule the world, but then he quickly finds out it's like, oh man, this sucks. I miss my family, and like the whole dynamic with Joe Pesci and them is just like it's so great. But yeah, it's very rewatchable because I think every time, like you said, there's a little bit more of like a charm or a detail factor that you're just kind of like, man, this is like. It's just a good movie, good story, good characters.
It hits the spirit perfectly.
Yeah, it hits the spirit absolutely.
Like I love all the traps that Culkin sets up. It's like he's a child genius.
Yeah,
that's what's revealed.
They're so funny. They're so fun. Like it's not boring. Like,
they're never
boring.
They're never boring. That's and I feel like that's just the ultimate highlight.
Great pacing to the movie.
It's wonderfully paced. Yeah, exactly. That's what kind of was getting me so much about it. It's like, well, this is wonderful in pacing. I feels like you get enough time to get to know the whole family, all the characters, and the chemistry in the opening parts.
Yeah, great
like,
90s charm to it. So
yeah, and then I felt like just you kind of see how in the last bits like. Joe Pesci, apparently he was filming Goodfellas right at the exact same time as that, so he wanted to like drop a bunch of F-bombs in Home Alone, and then whenever he was in Goodfellas, he wanted to just jibber like he was in Home Alone, so he kept getting them reversed.
Wouldn't it be funny if there was a cut where he's just dropping F-bombs everywhere?
Oh, I know. That would be amazing. And then I also watched the second one as well, and I think that one probably would be a little less rewatchable. Maybe it's a little bit overlong in moments, but I think it has also moments that are just stand out as some of the best of the series too. Just the traps, and I think that whole "Only Angels Have Wings" gag, like where he puts in the videotape and just scares off people from breaking in. Like it was a pizza guy the first time, and the second time Tim Curry.
Yeah, and Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Rob Schneider. Yeah. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
that's great.
That scene's so good.
And just the whole New York setting is really fun.
What's great about the second one is it feels like it's literally like a continuation from the first. Like everything from the aesthetics and charm and whatnot, like it all kind of transfers over. It's just into New York, but it is it is a little bit kind of all over in I guess overwhelming in that sense.
It is a little overwhelming. It's not no one I want to rewatch on the same level as the first. I'd say that maybe an example would be the movie Alphas, another premise where like kind of like a crazy scenario of going to New York and just kind of getting lost in the city. But I think that one might be my absolute favorite to get to the heart.
Yeah,
Home Alone 2 is going for.
Elf is awesome.
I'm excited to get to that one this year.
Yeah, but Home Alone 2 is it's a fun movie. I always like to watch it also, but I could rewatch Home Alone 1 over and over again compared to 2.
Exactly. I think that's it is exactly how I feel about it. Yeah, it's so rewatchable. Just I really love them on both viewings. And let's see, any more Christmas? Yeah, Scrooge. You got to talk about Scrooge.
Oh,
bro.
yeah,
so
dude.
I had a complete revival on that one. Much how I felt watching following this.
Oh,
morning.
yeah. So when we recorded last, it was the night before.
That's right.
We watched it in the morning.
That's right.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm so glad you loved it this time around.
Big time. Because I think the appreciation of Bill Murray's just kicking in on an overwhelming stance. And I think I understood his personality better than ever that time. And I think the first time I was a little separated from by contrast. I think from how Murray sees things.
He's outrageous.
He's outrageous. I think he's one of the best comedians for probably. I think I'm reserved the fact. I think he's one of the best comedians to look up to in a sense.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like he's such an asshole and like
he's bipolar. He's a bipolar guy.
Movie. Like it's just.
But he gets across a perfect Christmas cheer in the end.
Oh
That's what
man,
it
that
is.
whole monologue at the end is just like
unforgettable.
It really gets me emotional. It makes me feel like something. Like I mean, just because you can tell it's like it's all hitting him too, and he if anything he needs to say what he's been missing and not. Or prevent people from doing the same thing as he did.
And I think that's a perfect depiction of like maybe like having like insane moments in life, but then ultimately getting to a true the heart kind of foundation. You know, like a bipolar. I think he's meant to be a true bipolar kind of character in every sense of the word. And it's like, well, sometimes those people end up really changing the world, shaking up things for the best. You know, and it's like you gotta kind of see how he gets there in every sense of the word, understand him.
But yeah, it's so fun, dude.
It's a blast. It's just fun. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
I thought it was
really
hilarious. Richard Donner directed that. Who did the Superman movies? Interestingly
I didn't
enough,
know that. Huh.
Yeah, kind of random. So yeah, but. I think that clears all the Christmas movies I've seen so far. I've got way more to go. We're talking about Home Alone. So yeah, I guess I leads me to ask you: have you what all Christmas movies have you watched that haven't mentioned so far?
Well, let's see. I watched A Christmas Story, which was
I can't wait to
that
watch
is
that again.
one of my all-time favorites. I grew up watching that on TBS 24-hour marathon every year.
I wish I'd seen that like that. I didn't get obsessed with it like that growing up.
Yeah,
I wish I
obsessed
had.
I would watch it. I would have it on all day.
I love that
Christmas.
movie.
But it came from the love of my my mom, and between her and my mom, but mostly my mom, like I love that movie. So I was like really really young, and we just had it on all year or all day on Christmas. And while we opened presents and everything, and so I watch that movie now, and it's very, very comforting, and like it's very classic, and it's it feels vintage all around, and it's like got the true like I think like there's this whimsical way of looking at Christmas viewing from a child's standpoint, and it's so fun. It's just so fun. The whole movie is great. And I was watching the other night, and I really was just like chuckling along the whole time. Like I still that movie still gets to me.
Yeah.
I highly recommend watching that one.
I cannot wait to rewatch it. I think it's gonna be better than ever this time around because that's what Bob Clark's films do. Between that and Black Christmas, he likes Christmas stuff.
I gotta watch Black Christmas.
Completely different kind of Christmas. That's like a horror, kind of in the vein of like John Carpenter. But that's an equally fantastic film. I like him. I love them both equally. Christmas Story is just so quotable and so funny.
I thought I watched something. I mean, I know I watched. We talked about. Some of these ones I watched, but I did watch a movie. Well, we watched a movie the other night, last night. Let's see. Just look at my letterbox real quick.
Yeah.
I still need to update my October, November,
December
watch list before New Year ends. Watched Elf, Grinch, Home Alone, Scrooge, Christmas Story. That's kind of really all. I did watch a little bit of Christmas with the Cranks. That one's a fun one. Yeah,
that's a fun
I
one.
put on the Santa Claus. A lot of these I just put on in the background because I like having them on. So
they're fascinating. They just feel good.
Yeah, Santa Claus is a favorite. Christmas with the Cranks is a favorite. I need to watch Mixed Nuts still. We almost watched it the other night.
I need to see that. You got me interested in that one.
It's so fun.
That looks awesome.
And then I'm saving It's a Wonderful Life for Christmas Eve, as I do every year. And I thought I had something else. I know I'm missing a couple, but. Other than that, that's kind of all I've watched. And last night we watched a Robert Zemeckis film.
Oh, that's yeah.
Flight.
Yeah. Oh, you saw
Yeah.
it. Okay, what's your take on
I
it?
loved it. I've seen it multiple times. Flight.
Right
Have
on.
you seen it?
I've not seen. I've always wanted to though.
It's
I'm
great. It's
extremely
amazing.
curious about it.
We
That sounds
watched.
great.
Wendy watched it for the first time last night.
Right on.
So
I love them.
I've seen it probably about 3 times now, and I love it. I always loved it. When I first watched it, I was like, damn, this is a really good movie. Like Denzel is great, but I didn't realize it was Robert Zemeckis till last night. I was like, oh shit, he directed this?
He makes random stuff.
Random.
He's kind of random.
Wow.
Like he made that Polar Express movie too. Back. It's just
Yeah.
random. Yeah,
Wendy
Back
has
to
the same
Future.
opinion as ours. It just kind of seems boring or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, yeah, Flight is awesome, dude. It's like it's a dramatic, very heavy dramatic kind of tone to it, and Denzel is fantastic. But he goes through it because he's like an alcoholic, and this insane plane crash, and it's like that whole plane sequence is intense, and he saves a plane, and he's the only person that could ever land the plane and save that many people on it. But he was loaded and all fucked up when he did it.
Man.
And that's the whole dilemma of the whole thing, because it has to be like this kind of a open case with NTSB, but there's also criminal, factors to it as well. And so it's this whole thing of prepping to get to this hearing and basically defending that or claiming that had nothing to do with it. And he wasn't responsible for that. He was the only one who could land this plane. Anyways, dude, all the guy has to do is stay sober throughout the whole thing, and he just can't.
Wow.
And it's fucked up, dude. It's like it's hard to watch because of that. Because you're just like, dude, stop doing this. And it's like it's really hard. And just as much as you think it's about to go for like one step forward, it's 2 steps back. And it's like, but. And John Goodman's in it, dude,
really?
as the drug dealer. Dude,
Whoa.
he's fucking funny.
Really?
Dude.
Oh, I didn't
he's
expect
so
that.
funny. Yeah,
That's
he's,
awesome.
He's like a hippie drug dealer, and I mean, he's just a hoot, man.
Oh,
But yeah, it's a great movie.
I can't wait to see it. I've
Highly
always been
recommend.
curious.
Highly recommend.
I'm very curious about that.
Yeah, Wendy really liked
That's
it.
awesome. I love it when he's been fleshing out his dramatic shades a lot this decade. It's like he did
Yeah.
that. Did you ever see Castaway? Tom Hanks?
I've never really seen it. I've seen like either most of it or part of it when I was younger, when I was a kid, but I never seen it.
Watched it a lot growing up. I haven't seen it in a long time. I like it quite a bit. It's
Yeah.
it's really good. Just like he spends like 4 years on an island
Did
all
he
by
do
himself.
Forrest Gump too?
Yeah,
No.
he sure did.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. That one actually really holds
Wendy
up.
loves that one.
I love that
Mhm.
one. Yeah, it holds up. I think that's a great one. Just I don't know, kind of a great biopic in every sense of the word.
Mhm.
I think Tom Hanks' performance is that great. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's my absolute favorite one he made.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
yeah. I rewatched that not too long ago. Great movie.
Amazing. That's just a
Mhm.
great neo noir all around.
Yeah.
So many good characters.
Little
in
ahead
that.
of his time, I think.
It is ahead of its time. It really
Yeah.
is actually. Yes.
Pretty cool. I don't know. It's a really cool movie. Mhm.
There's a great one. Yeah, I remember watching the cartoons a lot growing up, but then I just remember that movie was out, and I was like, well, that was just on another
Yeah,
level, bro.
it hit me when I
Instantly.
was a kid.
Yeah.
I had it on VHS.
Yeah, bro, that's awesome. Right on. I think I got the DVD of it. That was right when I was first starting to collect DVDs,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, that was the one that really stood out.
Absolutely.
And then the Back to the Future movies. Those are just
Yeah,
unforgettable.
I got back on I should say, I was able to change my views on Back to the Future.
Oh,
yeah.
it makes sense because I think it's like almost like how Forrest Gump was kind of. I mean, like, those movies deal heavily with like a naive lead character in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
It's almost just one of those like you just kind of got to go with how like much it resonates with you, almost more than you expect it to in every sense. Maybe that's what I always see in those that makes me love it more than ever. And
Mhm.
I think the first Back to the Future is just particularly just a fun time. I think that's just one of the most entertaining premises of all time. The second one kind of does expand upon it by just kind of taking it just the future and the past.
Oh yeah,
Like the whole-
absolutely.
like, I think
Yeah, the
the
second one's really fun.
I love
was
it.
Really, really cool.
I always thought the second one was the most entertaining one, but the first one maybe might have been like just I don't know, maybe the most influential, maybe in a sense, because I think that movie has a feel good spark about it that's very
Yeah, I
original.
gotta watch it again because I don't know why, but when that first time I watched it, I was like, I don't get it. I don't like it. And
Yeah. Well, it seems like '80s cheese. It kind of
Yeah,
seems
yeah.
like a Reese's cheese almost, but it's
Yeah.
like there's a heart in there. I think that's very timeless. But sometimes it's like it can seem a little cheesy if you don't completely love it immediately. But I think that about covers Zemeckis. Yeah, he's made a lot of stuff, and I think
Yeah.
there's still I think there's one called Death Becomes Her. I keep hearing people talk about it, but I've never seen it.
Huh.
Have you heard of that? Ever seen it?
No, I never heard of it.
Yeah, it was in the early '90s. Yeah, so he's got a lot of stuff we're checking out. I was also curious about the movie. I forgot if we ever discussed the movie The Green Knight.
I'm sure we've talked about it before.
Yeah, that was
or
a-
just brought it up, but I haven't seen it. I want to.
Recommend it strongly because
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that one a lot and just the directing. I pair that up with one of the I believe it was Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring, and I was shocked. I mean, shocked at how well the pairing resonated.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was like the directing was spot on, like Peter Jackson's. I made me appreciate the movie way more than ever.
Who
Actually,
directed it?
I'm trying to remember his name. Let me look it
Okay.
up.
Like you just watched both of those, or what was the correlation between the those two movies?
I think it was just that they both kind of had a similar sort of medieval kind of atmosphere in
okay,
their own way.
okay.
It was David Lowery who directed that.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I hadn't seen anything else he's made. A Ghost Story was another one he made.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
one
I watched
yet.
the part. I never finished it for some reason, but I think I need to get to that eventually.
Yeah.
Green Knight was just epic. I mean, it has a wonderful epic skill. It's just a great kind of medieval sort of character study in every sense. It has great battle sequences. I mean, just all kinds of larger than life aesthetic.
Yeah.
To it. I
Hell
mean,
yeah. Dude.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it. I heard
thought-
good things about it.
I thought it was one of those. I was like, okay, that was pretty awesome the first time. And the second time, it was just like it escalated off the charts
Wow,
how
hell
great
yeah.
it was. It really, yeah, I really would recommend that one up big time. And then I was also curious. Did you ever play any the Tomb Raider games? I was curious to get your take on the Tomb Raider games. Shifted up to video games.
Yeah, I mean, I played a few. I always kind of knew, like, I always was aware of Tomb Raider and like followed Tomb Raider since I was a kid because Frank used to play it. He used to love those games on the PlayStation. But I didn't really start. I didn't play Tomb Raider until I was way older, and I think I played the newest like Tomb Raider games, like because they came out with like a new rebooted series of Tomb Raider games, probably like late 2010s or something like that. And I played the first one, and I really really loved it. It was really really good.
That's what's up.
And I don't think I've played any other ones. I mean, I think I've maybe played I don't know, parts or gameplay of maybe a couple other ones, but I really haven't played them.
Yeah.
But I want to, and I just saw that they announced a new one and a remaster of the first one,
Mhm.
or a reimagining of the first one, which is exciting. I'd love to play those.
Yeah, I got really curious because I remember the movies. Like I remember the movies were when they were released. I thought they were okay.
Yeah.
but I was.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Jolie. I really want to play the games though a lot.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's a lot of Tomb Raider games too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But the one by like Crystal Dynamics or whatever that came out over the last few years, man, those are really solid. They're really fun. Yeah, I always wanted to kind of go back and play those other games too.
Yeah, I'm really curious about them. Yeah, just I
Mhm.
don't know, they kind of build some mystique value in
Yeah.
time. And then also, I just want to backtrack when you were talking about Universal Studios in California. I also remember I went to Universal Studios a ton in Florida. That was a great theme
Oh
park.
yeah,
I
I've been
think
there
that provoked maybe a lot of that actually did single-handedly provoke my interest in Back to the Future and stuff like that. So yeah,
I love all the themed rides and everything they've got. No, excuse me. But yeah, I've been to that Universal down in Florida a few times as well
was
growing
awesome.
up.
There's like a Jaws
yeah.
ride, Men in Black.
I'd like to go again. I want to take Augie one day.
Dude, that would be a
Mhm.
blast. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
curious
maybe-
what it'd be like nowadays. 'cause
Maybe
I
we should
mostly-
all plan a trip together.
Honestly,
yeah,
I
that'd
would
be cool.
literally go with that. Yeah, there was
Mhm.
that. There was like an Islands of Adventure segment. There was like a whole like bunch of big roller
Yeah.
coasters. Like the Hulk was
Well,
my
now they
favorite.
got like
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy shit. Like they got like
Harry Potter World.
Harry
now.
Potter
I
World
haven't
and-
been since.
yeah, I've been to the Harry Potter when it started out at least, or some part of it. Because the last time I went, I was like maybe 23 or 24 or something like that. But they started having some of that stuff there.
Yeah.
But now they've expanded so many different things about the park now.
I think
so-
it holds up as one of my favorite theme parks of all. Like, I have
Absolutely.
so many good
Yeah.
rides. I mean,
I'd choose that over Disney.
me too. I mean,
Mhm.
Disney might have like the atmosphere, but I think Universal had the rides.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
they sincerely
Definitely.
had the best rides
For sure.
Yeah,
hmm
Men in Black, Jaws,
The themed
the
rides, all yeah.
and they were all just good rides.
They had like a really cool Spider-Man one.
That's right. It was like a
Mhm.
roller coaster. It was
Jurassic
like
Park.
almost like an arcade theme. Yeah, and Jurassic Park
Yeah.
was like the best boat ride.
Yeah.
There was like a dueling dragons. I think it was like two roller coasters, and they almost kind of feel like they're about to like run into each other, like a really really twisted
Yeah.
kind of one. Yeah, there was a Hulk roller coaster. I remember.
Yeah, I
that was,
remember that one.
probably one of the first like
Mhm.
intense roller coasters I ever rode. I just
Yeah.
remember instantly loving that. Doomsday, it was like one of just a drop machine.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was, it was like the opposite because most of them take you up and drop you down. This one actually throws you up.
Oh,
keeps you in the air,
yeah.
it's kind of insane. Yeah.
Do you like roller coasters?
I love roller coasters,
Yeah?
bro. I love them, bro. It's been a long time since I've been on one, but I certainly
I do
have
like
always-
them a lot, but
I'll go for anything.
yeah, I think they're fun.
They are a blast. Yeah. I know. Like, did you ever? You have other theme parks you went to a lot, or?
Universal, Disney, the whole little Disney package, or all those Florida packages. I've been there. I went to Carowinds. That's what it's
Carowinds.
called.
I've been there quite a few
Carowinds.
times.
I
dude.
only
love
went there
that one.
once.
Yeah, Carowinds is cool. Yeah, I've been over there 2 or 3 times. I think it was the Paramount based, like Kings Island is. I remember. I think it was a
Okay.
similar aesthetic to Kings Island.
Yeah.
Those were great parks. Yeah, I always loved it. They just kind of had a lot of great rides, a lot of good
Mhm.
roller coasters.
Yeah, I remember it being fun. I want. Then they had like a Scarowinds, which was like
Whoa.
the like a horror themed one,
Cool.
or a Halloween themed one.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, no, Carowinds and all the
Did you guys-
Disney Universal ones. I've been there. I don't think I've been. I didn't get to go to Six Flags. My family went
Yeah.
without me.
Oh no, like Home Alone. I guess you were
Yeah.
Home Alone. Did you have
Oh
a party
yeah,
at home?
dude. They did all kinds of stuff without me. They went to Jamaica. They went to
Well,
Six
hey,
Flags.
well, you got to be home alone, bro. Yeah.
Well, it was. I was like after the fact. I moved out of the house. They all started doing stuff.
Oh,
That's all right.
that's yeah.
Uh,
Oh man.
Um,
Yeah, I was also curious. I know there's another game series. Never really brushed on Call of Duty. Did you ever play the Call of Duty games?
I was into Call of Duty for a minute there. Yeah,
I was too. The second one, Modern Warfare, is
Modern
what got me.
Warfare 2. Like Tyler started. I think Tyler was the one who kind of got me into Call of Duty because he was playing them before I did.
Right on.
And watching him play was cool. And then all my friends are playing, and I was like, all right, well, let me see what it's all about. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and then I played Black Ops. Call of Duty Black Ops is the shit. Right. It was a lot of fun. And I think I played Black Ops 2, and I know I've played some older Call of Duty games too. Like I went back on like Xbox and PlayStation and played some of those ones, like those story-driven ones.
Yeah. Was like, were you more into the campaign or the live?
I did the campaign for sure. The campaigns are a lot of fun. They're like really good, dramatic, and they're epic. Like they're super intense. But you know, when I was on Xbox Live, I was definitely into Black Ops and Modern Warfare for a minute because it was really cool to do like the matchmaking on there and the customization and levels and stuff like that.
That was like my kind of when I was at my prime era, like metalhead phase. So I remember just blasting a bunch of metal while playing. That was always the aesthetic that it somehow felt. I always got me in my best element in that game.
Yeah, there was a nostalgic factor of thinking about playing those games like that and Halo, and like I was in a really good gaming era where I was just listening to music and gaming and just like having a great time.
That was a great combo.
Just played for hours.
Seriously, just marathon it. Yeah, no, that's it right there. Yeah, I think that's the thing. I just like to note that like I feel like those kind of games like just it feels like they're almost intended to be marathon for hours at a time. Yeah. It almost seems like there's no other way to get to the.
You really can't. I mean, what they do with games now is tough too because games are epic. Like they're like insanely big scopes of games now, and it's just like one of those things where if you're gonna get on a game and play, but you only play for an hour, 30 minutes to an hour, or something like that, you're just now kind of getting started.
Yeah.
You're like not even like really getting into it. You know, you can pick up and play a few things, but 30 minutes is going to wipe out real fast. An hour is going to wipe out real fast.
It does.
So it's kind of just like, you barely kind of didn't get enough to do, you know.
It always feels like there's not enough.
You need like just dedicate at least like 2 to 5 hours of like gaming if you're going to like really get into a big progression or thing of games.
That's how it is, yeah, bro. Yeah. It's like that's just always because it's a mystique value I always have on humanity. It's like how do people pace out the time to do so much in the day? It's driving me almost mad lately. I think I'm just holding on to it. I'm like, dude, every day has to mean something. I don't know.
It's insane. Yeah, dude.
I have to pace it right.
That's how I've always felt. I'm like, man, it's like so frustrating when I don't get to like work on the stuff I want to work on, or play the games I want to play, watch the movies I want to watch.
Like the arts are meant to have hours and hours dedicated.
It's like you almost like need to dedicate one thing a day for every day. Like it's like I'm gonna this day on Saturday I'm gonna game, on Sunday I'm gonna watch these movies.
Yeah.
On Monday I'm gonna if it'd be nice if you could just do stuff like that.
Seriously, it would be nice.
But
that's ultimately true. I can. Yeah, you're right, bro. Because that's what I realized. I think it's like of the forms. It's like I got the movies and music and movies down, but now it's like video games and books are out there, and I certainly have a calling. I need to get into those about as much. Honestly, in my 30s.
I'm really wanting to get into.
I need to add those in my rotation.
Absolutely,
and I'm very overwhelmed on where to start.
I really want to get into more reading, more books. I've got like 3 books I really want to read, and I just I
got a huge list right now.
It's one of those things where it's like I know I could at night before I go to bed start trying to read, but most of the time I'm so tired I just kind of go to sleep.
And it kind of hit me throughout the exhaustion because I think I go through these phases. Okay, I think I've got the movie side catered, I've got the music side catered, but I had a big moment last night where I was in bed. It's like, okay, there needs to be something else, and it kind of just dawned on me this morning, dude. You need to add books to your rotation. Whenever that feeling happens, dude, start reading. Just
hell yeah.
Like there's so many authors I want to get into right now. My list it's driving me crazy. I'm very overwhelmed. I think I'm gonna start on either David Foster Wallace or Thomas Pynchon, since they're both so resonating with Paul Thomas Anderson.
Okay.
David Foster Wallace was actually Paul Thomas Anderson's teacher before he was a director back in the early '90s.
Really?
Yeah, so he was like a huge influence on like that, especially like the Boogie Nights, Magnolia movies, like Magnolia especially. I mean, huge influence on all of his movies. You can apparently see the blueprint big time in his work. He's got this book called Infinite Jest. I keep trying to read it, but dude, I swear, I think every time I get the ambition to read, I swear I always get distracted. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
I will inevitably.
I either get distracted or I fall asleep.
This time I'm gonna just see if I can actually get there.
Yeah.
I'm almost waiting for life to throw something at me to distract me from it. I'm like,
lock yourself in the room, dude, with the book.
Seriously, yeah. I'm like, dude, I cannot get distracted.
Yeah.
I want to pull this off so bad. And then
You
Thomas
can do
Pynchon, he's just got a million books I want to read. Like he did Inherent Vice. He also made the book that influenced one battle after another. And there's one called Gravity's Rainbow that everyone's talking about. It's like I need to read all these. Like,
okay,
it's just hitting me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah.
You should do it. Start. Start. Get
Simply.
at least read a chapter. See how you feel.
Yeah. No, it's like I want to start bringing that stuff to the table as much.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
for
agreed.
sure.
Yeah. But then like Philip K. Dick. Are you familiar with those?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he wrote the Blade Runner books. So that's mostly what's
okay.
got me interested. Yeah, he's a really big time science fiction author.
Yeah.
So that's. Yeah, is that something you see yourself wanting to get into more science fiction novels or?
Science fiction novels probably not. I'm not like huge on that. Like I have a hard time watching science fiction movies sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
they really test my
Yeah.
I think my patience a lot. The
mhm.
movies.
It's not that I don't like them. It's funny because like I love science fiction in like real life.
It's just a lot. Yeah,
and like video games.
it's like a bunch of data.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just overwhelming or
It's
something.
very overwhelming. Yeah, exactly. But I think it's like I've tried to set to like I don't know. I need days where I just need to take in more overwhelming.
Yeah, and I like more grounded stuff now. I guess.
I get it.
But
that's generally because I think that's what I see in all this too. I think hangout spirit is so important in all of this.
Mhm.
I believe big time in anything that speaks to us something of a hangout spirit. And maybe science fiction is almost like a little bit detached from a hangout mood in us sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think like David Foster Wallace pension, especially if it's under that Paul Thomas Anderson influence. Like I feel like those like really instilled a lot of the hangout perspectives in a lot of ways. Directors
Mhm.
like Richard Linklater, even Tarantino has influenced it. Like hangout
sure.
atmosphere big time.
Yeah.
Modern culture of just kicking back in a room and just having a fleshed out dialogue that adds up as something worth listening to.
Mhm.
It's like those are just some of the greatest artists of all time to look up to. Really.
Just like we're trying to do.
Yeah, literally. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So
Mhm.
that's big right there. But do you have any favorite books that you like to read, or have you had an all-time favorite book?
Dude, I mean, honestly, I couldn't even tell you. I haven't read I've read books, but I don't read very often. And
I'm kind of the same. I don't have a solidified favorite.
I used to read a lot when I was younger.
Same.
Man, when I was younger,
I had some
read all
phases.
the time. But I don't know. I just stopped reading. But
Movies would always distract me. Is what it was. I would get distracted by other things.
I read Stephen King's The Long Walk not too long ago, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and that was amazing. That was a really, really good book. And I want to see the movie that came out recently. I've read all the Harry Potter books and Series of Unfortunate Events, like those younger reader series, and those were like for the longest time some of my favorite stuff to read,
Dude.
but
Those were good books. I really
Yeah.
love those, and I need to rewatch that Jim Carrey movie.
dude, we just saw a trailer for it on like Pluto TV or something
Really?
like that. It was a commercial, and it was like showcasing it was like streaming, and when he was like, I always liked that movie. I was like, yeah, it really wasn't that bad. I would like to watch it again.
Yeah, it was heavily, and I think I couldn't give it a fair because I was in theaters. I remember like there were people like screaming all throughout.
People were mad about it.
I literally couldn't
I
even
think
take in
it
the
totally
movie.
bombed and stuff.
People
too,
were
but-
yelling at it too much.
Really?
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And that's the real movie.
That is
theater,
crazy.
It's down now. Yeah, it was like the 2000s. Yeah, people were just loudly yelling at it.
Wow,
And
that's funny.
Like that kind of just made me sway with it at the time.
You
And
were
I was
just like, yeah, fuck you.
yeah, I was just like, what? I don't even know.
Yeah,
Now, I don't think I really.
I want to watch it.
I didn't
now.
get a fair
Yeah.
opinion on that one. I need to watch that one for
Yeah,
myself.
I've only seen it once.
I like the
but
books a
It
lot.
covers the first 3 books.
Jim Carrey does seem like the perfect kind of person to
Count
play that role.
Olaf, man. I'm like, yeah, he does kind of make sense as
That
the
makes sense.
the dude. Yeah.
I mean, maybe it translates better as a book. I don't know. I just want to see.
yeah,
I just
I mean,
want to take.
sure.
I just want to take it all in. Really.
Yeah, they did a Netflix series of the whole series, and I watched the first few episodes of it. Neil Patrick Harris is Count Olaf in that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was pretty good from when I first watched. I need to watch. I always wanted to go back and finish it, but I'll start over one day. But yeah, no, I don't really have. I couldn't tell you favorite books, man. I know I've read a few good Stephen King books over the years,
Right on.
and stuff like
So-
that.
Yeah, I just have so much to go. I that's what I'm saying. I think I haven't really just like I had with movies and music. I haven't really had that segue like aha moment with books.
Yeah.
And I think I'm actually kind of out to find that in a way where it's like okay, I'm
Yeah.
actually addicted. It's gonna take up hours of my day, almost organically kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I've been thinking about a lot of books that were like adapted in the movies, and like a lot of times, I actually preferred the movie over the book, and I realized, that maybe a lot of people agree with that. Even and a
Right.
few examples I noted were One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh yeah.
Have you read that book? Or?
No.
Interesting. I have read it, and it's a great book. I do prefer the movie though because the movie's from Jack Nicholson's perspective, and the book's actually from the Chief's perspective. The character is just
Okay.
mostly observant and perceptive of everything around him.
interesting.
So Jack Nicholson's character is just entirely almost like a third person as opposed to first person.
Oh,
so
cool.
that kind of
Okay.
changes up the whole narrative and
Yeah,
atmosphere in a
definitely.
weird way. Yeah. And the book's really good. It's by Ken Kesey. It has a lot of charm about it. But I think the movie I think getting it from Nicholson's angle really does set the story over the top in the movie. I
Mhm.
feel like. And same with No Country for Old Men. It was like that Cormac McCarthy novel. I read that on a road trip one time, and I remember thinking the movie was just on another level, just because it kind of conveyed that atmosphere so flawlessly. And I think the book almost made it seem like it was specific to a novel, but then I don't know, the Coens just kind of turned it around and made it just as clear that can be a movie.
Huh. Yeah.
It's quite amazing. Yeah, then another one is like A Clockwork Orange.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was a weird book.
I bet.
It's not, yeah, obviously it's a weird
weird
movie.
movie.
It's about the weirdest movie of all time. I
Yeah.
love that. It's like One of them, at least. I know the Tenet too.
Yeah.
Like, weird stuff. But Clockwork Orange, the book is a lot different because it's a lot more of a kind of more of almost more of a better arc, almost like a better arc for the main character. Like in the movie, he just kind of goes back to just being a rotten piece of shit, and in the book, he kind of just ends up giving it up. Basically, he's like, I don't know, he kind of just goes back to being an innocent child, and it's weird. I mean, really, really weird.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that was an interesting one. And I was curious, are you into the Watchmen series? Or the movie, or the comics or anything?
Dude, the Watchmen, the movie from Zack Snyder is the shit.
It is, dude.
It's
I
so
agree
good.
with you. And I know Zack Snyder. I think he generates some controversy in the film scene. I got to say, I'm a fan of his stuff.
I am.
He's
for
in
the
it,
most part, I am.
He's in it for
really
the comic book readers, man. I love how good he is at catering to that.
Dude, his well, first of all, Watchmen, I watched it like once when it came out, and I think it just I don't think I was old enough because it like went over my head.
The same way.
It went over my head. I had
thing
no
happened to
idea.
me.
I think by the end of the movie, I was like, what's going on?
It's kind of
or
a lot.
something. It was a lot. So then
It's overwhelming.
I didn't watch it for the longest time. I picked it up on Blu-ray, and it had the director's cut on it. And you know, I think the first one's like already like 3 hours or something like that. The director's cut's like 3.5 or something. It's at very minimum it's 3 hours long. And I think it was during 2020, or when I was when I was home all the time, I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this. And dude, I watched it, the director's cut and all, and I was locked in. And dude, it was so good. It blew my mind how good it was. I absolutely loved it. And it was so in depth, and it's really, really, wow. I mean, it's just storytelling and character like is
character
fantastic,
piece.
and it looks gorgeous.
It
dude.
does.
It just looks gorgeous.
And that director's cut really brings out, I think, the full circle on all of
Yeah,
that.
it's fantastic. So then I watched Man of Steel.
Yeah, I need to rewatch that one. I've been thinking about that
Best
one.
Superman movie, dude.
Yeah,
My
right
favorite
on.
Superman movie. I mean, which is because the new Superman, I thoroughly enjoyed,
I'm excited to see that.
but it's a totally different tone. If I'm feeling I want a happy, optimistic feeling, I want the new Superman. If I'm feeling I want to watch a movie, a cinematic movie with like a strong character and dramatic pulse to it, I'm watching Man of Steel. Because,
Yeah,
dude,
right
I
on.
like the dark tones in it. It looks gorgeous. Great cast. Henry Cavill is amazing.
So
He is
Snyder directed
Superman.
that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was that? Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think Christopher Nolan was involved.
That was the start of his trilogy for Justice League.
That's right.
Because then he did Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a little hit or miss on that.
That was an interesting one.
That one's an interesting one, especially
it-
with the director's cut on
Yeah.
that. And it's like it's a long movie. He crams a lot
Was it
into
Ben
it.
Affleck the Batman?
Ben
in that?
Affleck's
Yeah, I thought that
Batman.
was the best part.
He's
of the
amazing.
movie.
He's the best Batman. I love
His scenes
love
were
Ben
great.
Affleck.
The
Yeah.
Superman story, I think I need to rewatch it to take in.
Man of Steel is the shit.
Who were the villains in the Man of Steel?
It's
again? Who was the main
General Zod,
Uh-huh.
who Michael Shannon is.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I have to rewatch it.
You gotta watch
Dude,
it.
I love
dude.
Michael
I'm telling
Shannon.
you, it is
He-
fucking awesome.
He's one of the
dude.
best actors to portray insanity.
100%.
He's always crazy. He's
100%.
one way or another. He'll always bring the crazy.
Yeah.
And that's why I get most reflective on. Like guys like Jack Nicholson, I feel like they bring the crazy. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. He can flip that switch real fast.
Yeah, he flips it. He flips it. Absolutely.
But then Snyder did Justice League.
That's right. That
but
was
he took-
fantastic.
Yeah. Well, the problem with that one was he started Justice League, but then he had to leave the movie halfway through because I think his daughter passed away and whatnot. It was personal reasons, and then Joss Whedon came in and took over, and Joss Whedon destroyed it. Basically, he everyone hated it at working with him and all this stuff. And anyways, it comes out Justice League sucks. It's awful. It's really, really bad and cheesy and all kinds of shit. But then Snyder comes back years later and does the Justice League Snyder cut.
That's the version that was great.
And it's 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Dude, it is amazing.
That's the one I saw.
It's
I loved
epic.
it.
It's so
I really want
good.
to see all that again.
I watched it in color, and then he released a black and white version.
Man.
And I watched the black and white version
That's
too.
awesome.
It's fantastic.
I love how some movies pull that off, like modern movies in black and white. Sometimes it really works. Like
Yeah.
I know they did it with Mad Max movies also, and I've heard it's like
I need to watch
fantastic.
it like that too.
Yeah, me too. I need to go for that.
Yeah.
For the movie LA Confidential also did that once, and it almost looks like straight out of the 40s. Like it's
Oh,
so
really?
insane. Yeah,
Wow.
I've heard Chinatown. If you do that to that too, that kind of
Yeah, I
makes it
bet.
real
I
deal.
bet for sure. Yeah, but Snyder, he had 300. I really liked that one at the time. I don't know if it
Yeah.
holds up now. I need to watch it again.
I'm questioning.
but
Yeah, I'm on the fence on that one. I think I was younger. I didn't care for it, but I think I like it more. The more I think about it in time.
When I
Almost the
was
opposite.
younger, I really liked it. I
Yeah.
watched it a lot. I'd like to watch it again to see if I still like it or not. But
I'm curious.
And then, but yeah, he's done a lot of good stuff, and he's still making movies and things like
Yeah,
that.
you got
But
that right.
everyone wants everyone wants to restore the Snyderverse in DC, which I wish it would happen.
Honestly, it really does need to happen. I do agree with that.
Yeah.
He's the guy to do it. He's just got it, man. I think he just seriously has the heart and soul of like the comic book atmosphere, and he makes it very inviting to cinema. And he's one of the best that have done it. I think this century so far.
For sure.
Because I think I first heard about him when he remade Dawn of the Dead, which is the first version.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Pretty good. I thought it was okay. I think the original one it led me to that one, which I think is like a strange kind of masterpiece. It feels kind of off.
I haven't seen the original one either.
I feel like it borders on like I absolutely love it. Like just it's one of those premises that could be campy, but I don't know. The movie makes it just right, like kind of almost in the Halloween sense, where it's a great soundtrack, very atmospheric. Also, Suspiria reminded me a lot of Suspiria influence.
Okay.
Like it was kind of just like characters being trapped in an abandoned mall, and I don't know about you, but I love the mall aesthetic a lot.
Yeah, cool.
I love when like movies like Jackie Brown have that too. It's just like it feels very. I don't know. There's just something very resonating about that. Almost, there's something you can really sense, like maybe where it's an old-fashioned kind of value to it. Like, malls were just distinctive in the '70s through the '90s. I know it's like you almost don't see them like that at all nowadays. But it strikes that nostalgic chord almost. Dawn of the Dead really hits that strangely. Just through all the stories.
I was a mall rat growing up,
bro. Were you? Yeah, bro.
I was a mall rat, dude.
Yeah.
I was like. Basically, anytime I could go get dropped off to the mall and hang out for hours, I would do it like every weekend.
The spot. Yeah, bro. That always gets me. That gets me excited. Yeah. So was there a mall like where you?
In Kingsport there is a Fort Henry Mall, and it was.
I think I've never been to that.
It's cool. I haven't been in there in years. I'm sure it's completely gutted and changed and all around. But it was like pretty much just 2-story mall. Had a movie theater, had a big arcade in there, and it had like, it wasn't too overwhelmingly big. It was basically just like kind of like a big extended U or something like that. But had a lot of great stores in it. A lot of great food choices in there, and man, I mean, me and my friends, we would just go there and hang out for hours all day. We would meet people there, random people.
Sounds like the best
time. We met. We'd see movies there. We'd game there in the arcade. We would go shopping. It was just. I got in trouble at the mall a few times. There was fights at the mall. There was all kinds of crazy shit that happened at the mall. I got jumped at the mall, dude.
Yeah.
I all kinds of shit went down at the mall.
Craziest thing I did at the mall, I went swimming in one of those ponds one time where you like throw money in there. You got kicked out. Someone dared me into it.
How old were you?
I was about like 13. I was super
that's
young.
Funny.
Yeah, I think I was going to start with a little peer pressure phase.
Hell
yeah. Worked on me at the time. It was fun though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I missed those golden days of the mall.
That's golden.
That's cool.
That is golden, bro. Yeah, absolutely. I was curious. Did you ever go to that East Town Mall when it was up?
No, I didn't move. I moved here. Well,
I think you moved here right when it shut down. Actually,
I moved here and it shut down not too long after because I did go into it like once. It was like totally empty. It was like there's some stores left in there, but it was
it's atmospheric to me now.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like really odd because I was like, oh, it looks like there's just like it's clinging on to some sort of hope or life in here. But it's sad. It's
so sad. No, it is sad because I just remember going there a lot for one, and I always felt like that mall had the best aesthetic of all the malls in Knoxville. Like, there's one out in West Town. I like that one just fine, but I always felt like this one was had the coolest aesthetic value.
It reminded me something of like what I grew up in Fort Henry.
Yeah, and I just saw a bunch of movies there. Like I remember like seeing I saw like a bunch of Johnny Depp movies there. So that's when I really got my Johnny Depp phase. I remember seeing like Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I remember seeing Secret Window. And I remember seeing The Purple Rain by Prince there. Like that was the last thing I saw before it shut down. I don't know, just so many memories that place rejuvenates out of me. So that's
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's how the Fort Henry was. I saw movies there all the time. Like every big movie from when I was a kid till teenager, like just watching movies there.
Seriously, that's the best.
I saw Dark Knight there.
Oh, did you, bro? That's what I've been thinking about constantly. I think that theatrical opening,
and Dark Knight Rises. Yeah,
seriously, those are some of the greatest. I think all three of those movies mark some of the greatest theatrical opening viewings I've ever had. So it was almost a unique, really bonding experience. I feel like the universe was on board with that whole trilogy. Like Batman Begins was just memorable. I think it was before it got super popular. That's when I first discovered Christopher Nolan. Then Dark Knight happened, and man, that's the one I know. That's like kind of just burnt in my subconscious timelessly.
It's a
now.
perfect movie, dude.
I feel like the world kind of shifted a little after that movie happened. I'm serious. It felt so groundbreaking. I think I've never felt 100%. It like so personal in a way. I was like, cause it actually was a changing time. I mean, that was like I think released right when I was transitioning from middle to high school. My friend circles were kind of shifting a lot. Like everything was really shifting a lot in that time.
Yeah, I agree.
And that really marked a crazy. I don't know. I think lately I've just been thinking a lot about just I guess just the mystique value of Heath Ledger. I mean, that's about the biggest mystique value of all time left with that movie that he left. I mean, just in relating it almost maybe to a lot of like, sometimes in the music stuff, like I don't know, lately sometimes the grunge mood kicks and it's like, man, I started liking to find those emotions through actors more. And I'm like, dude, Heath Ledger just might have like been the best guy to kind of lay out that sort of influence through film. And just the way Nolan conveyed it, it's like, dude, he's kind of like a grunge or like alternative rock, like gone movies. I don't know. He just made it in the movies the best of all. I feel like
That's cool.
Yeah.
I agree though. I don't know. It just kind of put a definitive way of looking at a movie.
Yeah.
And characters.
Yeah.
And I mean Batman in that realm too. It's like
I say all that. I'm just kind of saying all that based on my first feeling. It changes every time I watch it. It's the more,
yeah.
you know. And I mean now more than ever, it means something. It's an ultimate statement of just like kind of feeling like lonely in Batman's perspective and this like urban, you know, decay kind of going on. While you have the Joker's perspective, which just raw chaotic insanity. Which I just like to say, like I look at it and I'm like, dude, damn, it's just it's so perfect and unstoppable. It's like, dude, okay, I think humanity just has both of them in them. You know,
for sure.
Dude, we're all both of them. You know.
Yeah.
That's the best part. You live long enough.
He really lights like showcases, like the chaos. Really, he puts like a microscope on it basically. And like, look,
humanity is both. Yeah,
yeah.
It's just it's the best. Yeah, it
cool,
is.
Man.
It's super.
A great movie.
It's crazy, bro. Yeah, it's absolutely one of the best. I just think about a lot of random characters like Aaron Urquhart's amazing and all that. You know, and Gary Oldman. Yep, literally right on. Yeah, it's interesting they shifted Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal and all that.
Yeah, we were talking about that briefly the other day, and I was like. I got her confused like Rachel McAdams or something for a second, but yeah, no, that is it. That's like the one kind of thing that was just like they change the actor. And it's just kind of like, huh? But at that point, you can't really help it. You gotta do it.
You just gotta roll with it. Somehow I mean, I guess it's such a different aesthetic that it kind of works just for how different the aesthetic value of it is. True. Maybe that's the idea. Like no
that's
one's
like what they
detached.
did in Iron Man.
Yeah,
they had Terrence Howard as
War
Machine, but then like they cast Don Cheadle as the same character later on.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. Yeah, it's like all right. Yeah, sometimes they just have a way of executing, or maybe I don't know, maybe it's a subtle form of detachment where it's like maybe like okay, because in the movie, I mean, literally like it ends up kind of rotting. The character
of course, Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good.
That's a mesmerizing masterpiece. Yeah, and Dark Knight Rises, man. I'll never forget. That was right out when I got out of high school. I was just like, all those shifted kind of like different phases. And I remember that was just like, oh, everyone was excited about that. That was one of the most.
Yeah, I saw the midnight screening of it.
That was one of the best days of my life.
Yeah, it was. It was amazing.
That was perfect. I was thinking, I was like, I don't care what anyone says. I had the best time at that movie. That was a groundbreaking masterpiece.
That was like, it was great. I loved it the first time I watched it. And then like, I think for me, it kind of like wasn't as compelling the next few times I watched it, but then I watched it again. I revisited the whole trilogy during 2020, and when I watched The Dark Knight Rises at that time, it was the best viewing I've ever had. It was groundbreaking again. It was like, wow, this is everything The Dark Knight was like. I would have loved to see what would happen if Heath Ledger didn't pass away.
That would have been the best,
because I really think they were going to do something with him again, or maybe not even with him, but I think the whole tone. I think it would have been different, you know, still. But the way this one is, I feel like it's perfectly an appropriate way where it goes, and like the time shift, and like with Bane, and like just everything with that whole movie. It's fucking awesome, dude. Like I really it was a really, really amazing last viewing I just had of it.
Yeah, I thought it was the best possible way to follow up the
exactly.
Just make Tom Hardy just a completely different kind of villain, which was great. Bane was fantastic.
He's grueling, dude. He's just a menace.
Everyone was going around quoting him, man. I remember. I'll never forget.
Fire rises.
Maybe like Dark Knight kind of pushes that, like, oh man, I love the villain and the hero to a level where the Dark Knight Rises has that too. Where it's like, okay, the villain does feel kind of like badass in a way.
He's pretty intense.
He's intense.
Just like, fuck, man.
Like the whole scene, like we're on at the stadium, and just like that whole like finale, it's just actually insane the way it's depicted.
It's very thematic, dude. The whole
all the fight scenes.
Yeah, dude. That one when he first finds Bane in the sewer system, whatever.
Literally what I was thinking about.
That whole sequence is so disturbing. Like, it's disturbing. It's like it's quiet. There's like no music going on, and Batman's just like giving it his all, trying to kick his ass, dude. And Bane just is whooping him. He's whooping him, breaking him mentally and physically, and then just. Oh man, it's tough to watch. It's like my like anxiety is like so, because even though when I know what's gonna happen, it's still just like, God, dude, like this is hard.
It's a lot,
and they're all watching just quietly, just like
it's uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
It's a very uncomfortable moment. Yeah, and it's perfectly executed. I mean, the directing of that is just phenomenal.
And then he just takes over Gotham, man. And it's just like he all he can do is watch. It's just like. Damn, yeah, it's great movie.
Yeah, seriously, a masterpiece of a trilogy.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I think Batman Begins. I was like, I think I watched that segue from elementary to middle school. It's just surreal. It kind of hit the perfect time, man. It's like that was perfect for our generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like how a lot of series are. Like I know, like Lord of the Rings, Toy Story. It's funny because I like Lord of the Rings. I don't have that with. I have that more with like Toy Story. Like I feel like I actually grew up with it and like. And all
okay,
yeah. The big time I don't have that with Harry Potter like most people do. I was curious if you do. Or
I kind of do, but like I wasn't like insane about because I didn't see all the movies until I didn't see like the last two Deathly Hallow movies until like I was way older.
Yeah.
like 2019.
Yo,
or something
right
like
on,
that,
yeah.
dude. Like,
I haven't seen any of them since like the 2000s, literally. And I think I saw Deathly Hallows Part 2 because I just walked in because someone was playing it and I couldn't get out of it. So I was like, all right. But
I grew up and I
those were
read
okay.
the books
That's pretty good.
as they were coming out,
Mhm.
and then I watched the movies all the way up until like Goblet of Fire or something like that. And then I went later on. I watched the rest of the movies. Like, so I kind of grew up with it, but I at some point I kind of checked out and I was like, yeah, I'll come back. But I really, really do love Harry Potter.
Yeah,
now.
I think
really love
my
it.
memory with like Sorcerer's Stone is that I had a neighbor who was like, I remember those movies would like just scare him so much that he wasn't allowed to watch them after the
Oh,
first
wow,
one. And I remember
really?
at the time I was like, oh, okay, I guess I can't see them either. So
Yeah, it's a little. They're
We
dark
were like
movies.
7, 8, yeah.
Dude, Prisoner of Azkaban is the shit. Too.
People say that was like the best. 'cause
That's
that
my
was,
favorite.
That's the best director involved in the whole series. That's Alejandro Curacao. Dude, he's made a lot of great films,
Huh.
like such as Children of Men, Roma.
Oh, okay.
Yo Mama Tambien. And I think there's a few more. I need Gravity. Yeah, he made a lot of stuff.
Oh, was
Yeah.
Gravity good?
It didn't click with me 100%. I
Yeah.
really need to rewatch it, honestly. I remember thinking it was just like Sandra Bullock, George Clooney. I wish there was more George Clooney in that for one. I think
Okay.
it was a big time just showcase of Sandra Bullock's performance, and I thought it was like okay. I thought it all stood out. I was like, I love the ending in it, but I think I need to see that one again. Give that
I own it, but I've never seen
I
it.
should probably give that one another
Yeah.
chance. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it didn't click with me that first viewing in the theaters too much, but
Yeah.
those other movies certainly have. And I think most of those movies have grown on me in time. I think that's why it needs a rewatch, especially Children of Men. I was actually
I've never seen that one.
yeah, it stars Clive Owen. It was made in 2006. Basically, it's just a great science fiction kind of world building. I really loved it. It's set in the future and kind of just dealing with just I don't know, like overblown population in an area. Just people just trying to kind of sort the way through it, basically. But it's just really entertaining. I know it's just a really fascinating movie. I feel like I think I need to still take it in more. There's just a lot of interesting parts about that. And then I think I love his Hangout Shades the best though. I think I love him more when he's in Hangout Spirits with Roma and Why You Mama Tambien. Yeah, Roma. Did you see Roma?
I haven't seen either.
Oh,
of
they're
those.
fantastic. Those are both basically just like biopics. He's a Mexican director, and I think he's just kind of at his home base, just kind of, I don't know, just feeling very intimate, just wanting to convey like families and just, I don't know, characters literally just hanging out. They often feature like swimming and a lot of like aquatic sort of atmosphere and everything. But there's some of those beautiful movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
I would strongly recommend
Yeah.
both of those movies, Roma and Why You Mama Tambien.
Yeah.
I'll send those names to you later on.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you have any other topics?
Plenty more.
I've got a game I'm gonna.
You want to go ahead and segue into the game?
Yeah,
Or-
if you're ready
Yeah, I
for
mean,
it.
I got plenty more.
Oh, okay.
But maybe we can. Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
let's
just-
segue. We're at 1 hour. 1 hour too.
Yeah,
so
right on. Yeah, we
this'll
can
be
go as long as you want.
All right. Okay. So I made a game for you,
Sweet.
and if you like it, we'll do it again for another topic. But basically, have you ever heard of a tournament bracket? Are you familiar with those?
I think so.
Yeah. Like if you have a tournament, like, in games or sports or whatever, like, it's a process of elimination. So I thought of a tournament bracket for you, and I'm going to try to determine what your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson film is on this
Ooh.
tournament bracket.
Perfect.
So I counted all the filmography. He had 10 films, and I basically put all 10 films and I battle them against each other. And you have to work through the tournament bracket to determine who wins, what your favorite
Battle
Paul
after
Thomas
another.
Anderson film is through the tournament bracket.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I love this game.
All right. So it's funny because you were talking about Paul Thomas Anderson just a little bit ago. So
I had to bring him up somewhere.
yeah. So basically, this is what it looks like. Basically, I'm going to start asking you between the two movies, you have to pick who the better one.
Oh,
And
man.
you have to go through the process of elimination of all the different brackets to get to the last two.
I've never heard of a better game in my life. I'm serious. That is Christmas cheer.
All right, man. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, dude. So the first one I have that pits each other, which are two movies I have not watched. Well, one I started, but I didn't get it, and I need to watch it again. And then the other one I have not watched, which is going to be Hard 8 versus Inherent Vice. So
They were
I
just
haven't seen Hard 8 at all, so I don't know anything. But Inherent Vice, of course, got our boy Joaquin Phoenix and Great cast from what I remember, but I did not. It just kind of went right over my head as I watched it. I need to watch it
Happened to
again.
me also the first time around. I think that one kind of almost demands a couple of
Yeah,
viewings
I
for
know
me.
it's like a very hazy kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of all. It's almost like it seems like the most complex movie ever, but it's almost like the most simple foundation of just hazy, just get lost, get confused and lost in it, like Joaquin Phoenix is basically.
Yeah.
Just take in the characters. That's
Yeah.
it's kind of a character piece in the world building.
Yeah.
Do you want me to explain why I'm giving you the reason with this, or do you want me to just say it?
Well, if you want to, that's up to you. So between Hard 8 and Inherent Vice, which one would you pick?
I would choose Inherent Vice because I think that one means another level of resonance as far as that said hazy perspective. The resonance of Joaquin Phoenix is that it's just I think he's actually. Yeah, I'd say to this day, him or DiCaprio and one battle after another. Both probably. I think Joaquin Phoenix. They're just some of the greatest characters he's ever conceived. I think Hard 8 was a fantastic film, just because I think that amazed me that a 26-year-old could do all that.
Oh,
and
wow,
just make this epic kind of casino sort of movie.
Okay.
And he was just kind of building a scope. It's like that whole kind of fleshed out characters. Like it's just the only thing is he just kind of was building up to the ensembles of Boogie Nights. But with Hard 8, that's just a great crime movie, a fantastic crime movie.
Okay.
And Here Vice is just about one of the most visually colorful, meaningful movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's just about a guy again, just kind of girlfriend breaks up with them, so he just kind of needs to distract himself and just needs to get lost into a big mystery, and he just kind of looks cool doing it all. That's the best way I can describe it. He looks cool doing it.
All right, so Inherent Vice. All right, cool. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. So Boogie Nights versus Licorice Pizza.
Dude, that is so tough, man. That is tough.
I thought I would give you the best two kind of whimsical hangout like vibes.
Dude,
they're tough. This is a tough one.
That's a tough one. I think of those two, I was settling this with myself recently. I think I'd have to go with Licorice Pizza of the two, just because I think that spark is just so whimsical and feel good to me. And I think it's original that Paul Thomas Anderson can make that much of a hangout movie all the way through. Because I think Boogie Nights is very hangout, but it's like almost the ultimate light and dark hangout movies. I feel like it's the light star, but that movie is so warped.
From what I remembered, because I've only seen it like one time, but from what I remember, that was like it was an awesome, fun watch. But man, it's fucking wild and dark and chaotic.
It stabs you in moments. There's some characters that have some of the most unfortunate arcs in that movie.
Yeah,
like golly, and then some of them have like a great fate. It's just all over the map how Boogie Nights is. And I think that's like the best. I think that movie might have sparked like the hangout interest in me the most. I think it's almost a spirit. I would say it started with Pulp Fiction. I think I remember seeing Boogie Nights. I think to this day it's like, well, I think if the question were Pulp Fiction, I think I'd take Boogie Nights actually, because I think Boogie Nights hangout energy is just so inviting, and somehow it just feels like it's just throwing this big party. It just takes you through every single range of emotion you could ask for. And some of the best soundtrack energy of it. It's like youthful enthusiasm at its absolute greatest, I think, in expression. Because again, he was 27 when he did all that. Like, that's crazy to me. Whereas I think Inherent Vice is like slightly more of an older man, kind of looking back on his youth. And maybe I've got a bit of an old man spirit. And I could really connect with the old man.
Hell yeah!
Kind of looking at this, like kind of what seems a little uncomfortable, but like kind of portraying everything's going just right, and this is all just actually whimsical, floaty, and feel good. And it's like I don't know. It's actually mind expanding in a sense. I think how Licorice Pizza gets there, because I look at that movie and I don't know. It actually does make me want to lighten up every single time. That movie loosens me up like no other movie can.
I was loving rewatching it the other night.
Me too.
That was so good,
and that solidified it for me. I think because that movie almost just might wake me up to an insecure extent. Because I think on that movie, I just had to confess it. I'm like, this movie speaks to my heart so much.
Hell yeah, buddy!
Every single scene in this movie is just great.
Love it, love it. All right, so we're going with Licorice Pizza.
Yep.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. So now that you chose Inherent Vice over Hard 8, Inherent Vice versus Magnolia.
Man. Oh.
And I've only seen Magnolia the one time, and that was, again, it went over my head. I got to watch it again. I know it's like everyone loves Magnolia. Frank loves it. I know you love it. It's an epic movie. It's a long movie, but I want to watch it again. But from what I understand, I do like some of the stuff. I was really liking some of the stuff in Magnolia. I just need to watch it again.
Recommended. Yeah, I'd be extremely curious to get your take on another rewatch. I think I love Magnolia very dearly. And I think that's an ultimate project that kind of means something along the lines of redemption to me. Like I saw that for the first day. It was the day I discovered the band REM, and I remember I happened to go down to Georgia that day by mere coincidence. That was just an unforgettable day all around. But
yeah,
I think Magnolia is the ultimate. This actually gets better every time I watch it, and it always surprises me how well it gets there. I'm choosing Inherent Vice overall.
Oh really?
Okay. But I'm just building up. Anyways,
definitely.
Let me know if I'm over elaborating.
No, go ahead.
Magnolia, I would say, means more to me because I just keep catching more detail. It's one of the most detail-oriented projects ever, and I think P.T. Anderson was just a unique amount of hyper for when he made that because his dad died and his ego was massive over having made Boogie
Oh,
Nights.
okay.
So he was just kind of at a crazy place of like, I don't know, he just ended up making this really cathartic piece where he kind of grieved his father's death and he was kind of just looking at like maybe like a better future, painting a better future for himself in a lot of ways when he made that movie. And I just, all the character arcs are just mesmerizing. Again, it's like how Boogie Nights is. Some of them have like fortunate like arcs, some of them are very unfortunate, but it's just kind of ends up interwoven as characters are just spiritually connected in that movie. It feels like the world's kind of spiritually connected, just by the way it rains frogs in that movie, especially. I think that's kind of that's how I first heard about the movie. But it's kind of just saying like no matter what one's going through, I know all the characters just end up kind of like finding this just really subtle sort of just aha moment in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
Where maybe life's okay, like maybe it's all right out there after all, sort of feeling.
Right.
Yeah, it's just an original, almost an old-fashioned kind of like level about that. It's like, wow, I think a movie like that sincerely couldn't be made now. I think that was almost hyper distinctive to the late '90s, the way that movie was made. Very, very, because even P.T. Anderson says he wouldn't want to make a movie like that now. Like no one, it's a little surreal because I think it was extremely youthful to him, and I think that was just like felt like evolved. But I would say of the two, I'll take Inherent Vice because maybe Inherent Vice is a lot of those similar kind of moods and themes, but told from an extremely subtle angle. I feel like it gets those moods across, and I think Inherent Vice is next level subtle about it. Well, Magnolia is not a subtle film. I think that's the one thing I'll say about Magnolia. It's admittably not really subtle, but I think it is a perfect note that it's on. But I'll take Inherent Vice for its extent of subtlety.
Phew, okay.
I know.
That's tough,
Anderson
man.
brings out a
Yeah.
novel.
All right, so Inherent Vice. I thought you were gonna go with Magnolia on that.
Dude,
so.
you would think.
Yeah,
It's
so
mighty
I
close.
have my own opinion of who's gonna win this, but so you already surprised me with Inherent Vice.
Right
Okay,
on.
so Inherent Vice wins that small bracket, and since Licorice Pizza beat out Boogie Nights, now it is you have to choose between Inherent Vice versus Licorice Pizza.
Whew. Yeah, that one's really been that is just so tough. That's such a brain twist on me.
Yeah.
Because I think they're a similar kind of place. I'd say Licorice Pizza is a little more youthful, a little bit more of an uplifting, whimsical kind of movie piece, while Inherent Vice is just a little bit more mysterious. So, I mean, a lot of days I would take Inherent Vice, but I'd say these days I'm actually leaning on Licorice Pizza.
Okay.
Right now, just because
Yeah.
it's just a little bit more
Into the heart. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
All
a
right.
little bit more cooks in a little deeper.
I agree with you. I love I that has grown to be a favorable movie of mine from his filmography.
Right on, yeah,
I love that movie.
Hangout spirits have never been better than that movie. I think because I think a lot of his movies almost painted like a warped hangout spirit, but I think Licorice Pizza is maybe the time he ultimately got to. This is actually a good hangout.
Yeah,
spirit.
absolutely.
He actually just got it. Like
It's fun too.
Yeah, it's just fun. And I think every character's just kind of in a whimsical mood. Like no one's like everyone's just being alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's up and at it.
It's a good title too.
That is a great title.
All right, so Licorice Pizza wins this first half of the bracket.
Right on.
So now we have to move to the second half.
I love
Okay.
this game, dude.
All right, cool, man. I'm glad you're liking it.
Dude,
All right.
let me know if I'm over elaborating.
No. I want to hear it. Okay.
Cool. PK
So
brings it out.
I'm gonna throw out the first match. Okay, ready?
Right on.
Phantom Thread versus The Master.
Oh. I think I could definitively say The Master, although it is so tough.
It is. I figured you're gonna go with The Master.
Yeah, it's a
but
little means a little more to me, I'd say. But I mean, they both mean something. Massive. But I think Phantom Thread is just almost so straightforward that The Master might technically just be a little bit more challenging in a way. And I think that actually gets me rather excited. I think both of those movies deal a lot with like power dynamics. I think Master has maybe the complexities of it down to simplicity. While Phantom Thread's kind of simple about it from the start. Yeah, it's just more of like a relationship kind of angle. While The Master's just kind of like just a brotherly kind of way.
Master is fucking fantastic.
Master is
dude.
one of the best.
I loved.
That's Pete Anderson. He would say that's his best movie.
Yeah, it's an incredible movie. Very, very well done.
It's just original.
Yeah,
it's
very
kind
original.
It's like a lot of chaotic moments, but I think the movie just ultimately gets to a very calming essence. There's something uniquely calming about that movie. It's a very its existence is very relaxing.
Yeah. And then Phantom Thread, I put that movie off for so long. I was like, I don't want to watch it.
It's the least exciting movie he's made. It's not an exciting movie in the rock and sock sense like his other stuff.
I was surprised by how much I really liked it. I was really surprised. Once you kind of just sit down and you're like, okay, I'm going to watch this, you lock in. It's really well done. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis is fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of like someone loving a guy for even like for his asshole tendencies. And I think that's the thing.
That's why I compared the two, because they kind of have a weird symbiotic relationship between like with the characters involved, like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Joaquin, and then Daniel Day-Lewis and the
Vicky Krieps.
Yeah, so like
it is extremely similar.
Yeah,
extremely.
so I was like, because like that chemistry that they go, that back and forth, and then at the end when he just kind of accepts it, it's just like or like that whole ending of that Phantom Thread was really, really good. I liked that movie, but it is definitely not the most exciting
It's kind of it's more of a
yeah.
calming kind of. It's just like it's like Vicky Krieps just kind of sees him for who he is, and like Lana loves this guy.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he almost can't accept like being admired
Yeah.
that much by a person for
Yeah.
despite like, he feels like he's a rotten asshole, and it's like,
Right.
well, he just can't believe she loves him that unconditionally.
It's crazy.
It's sort of what he realizes. That's really well expressed.
Yeah. So the Master, definitely. Okay, cool. All right. This one might be a tough one. All right.
They all are.
There Will Be Blood versus One Battle After Another.
It's like his ultimate westerns. I think this has been his most epic movies he's made.
Yeah.
I think of his as his ultimate mountain man movies.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't seen One Battle yet. And I'm going to now that I have access to it. Thank you.
Right.
There Will Be Blood, of course, is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. It is
That's where it all started.
extremely dark, though.
Extremely dark. It's extremely dark,
yeah.
and I've seen that movie the most of all P.T. Anderson films. I think that's where it all started for me. It's been at least 100 viewings since.
Wow.
I'm obsessed with that
Yeah.
movie. That's meant so much to me over the years that I think it almost shapes me up to loving P.T. Anderson's evolution even more as it goes. Just by the way that movie got it across so well. Kind of that being that like in that position where you have like a genius, but you end up in a really lonely position to a psychopathic extent,
yeah.
and it's like it is a really dark place. Well, One Battle After Another, I think, speaks to a lot of those notes I find maybe in with everything he acquired in making stuff like Inherent Vice and Licorice Pizza. It almost brings an ultimate hangout spirit to that, and also kind of like that hazy sort of outlook. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, and I think that's I was kind of wrestling between him and Joaquin Phoenix, but I think DiCaprio and that's probably the best character he's ever conceived. I think I go One Battle After Another for how much it means to me. Yeah, it actually hits me in original big old time.
Hell yeah, dude! All right,
Yeah.
I can't wait
I don't
to
want to
finally.
overgeek
I
on
know.
that
I can't wait to watch it.
I want
so
you
I
to
can,
see it so I can
talk about it with you.
I want you. I don't want to say too much.
I thought you might have went with There Will Be Blood.
You
on
might
that,
think
to be honest.
that might still technically be his best, but I think One Battle After Another is just again a little more in the heart.
Absolutely.
It's
okay.
like I just think he's on this. I think he's having his best decade with that.
For sure.
Pizza.
Okay, so One Battle takes the cake on that. Now it's going to go to Punch Drunk Love versus The Master.
Man, wow! I think that one like gets me. It's funny because that's a dilemma I've sat on for a long, long time because I would always sit around growing up thinking I would want to go with Punch Drunk Love more, but then The Master often hits me as like, okay, I think that is. It's almost like a question of am I more of a technical or more like a heartfelt type of artist? I think The Master feels a little more technical. Punch Drunk Love is like my heart speaking. In a very raw sense. I think they both resonate 100% equally. So it's like Punch Drunk. The Master has the power dynamics, but Punch Drunk Love is the heart of it. Wow, let me figure that out. Jeez, God, that's good. I think that one's actually getting me the most of all these.
Dude,
that's actually torn me up the most so far.
I knew this was going to get tough.
That's bad. That's tearing me up bad. Wow, I could regret it either way.
You've got a few more hard questions ahead of you, so this was a big one.
Oh, this is great.
Punch Drunk Love. Of course, I love Punch Drunk Love, man. That one is a heartstring movie for me
big
too.
time.
And
It's original.
Adam Sandler is one of the best, dude. He is
Ever.
it's an iconic role for him.
One of the best personalities.
Fucking A, dude. I mean, it's an incredible movie from start to finish. It's so, and at the same time, it's also, depending on the viewing, I feel different ways about it. One time I felt like amazed and loved, and I loved everything about it, and then the other one made me kind of sad watching it.
It is
you know?
sad, yeah.
There's like, I mean, it is a sad and dark, kind of gloomy movie.
I think
but
I've woken up to the sadness in it more with age, too.
yeah, the sadness, like
a lot more.
It was a few year span, and the
I wasn't
older I
too
got,
yeah.
it was kind of a more sensitive
'Cause
watch.
it's like a frighteningly close up introverted outlook. Like
Yeah.
it feels very introverted. And it's a way that like you never see Sandler in other movies.
Yeah.
Like, Anderson does have a very because he was a diehard Adam Sandler fan. When he portrayed him in that movie, he just kind of wanted to bring him almost directly to the real world, and you almost feel the loneliness.
Yeah,
and
dude,
he brings out the loneliness.
It's powerful. It's very powerful.
And I think I've studied that movie. And I think that even though it's his shortest movie, I'm stunned by how. I think that screenplay is technically about as lengthy as like his longer projects.
Wow.
It's like there's just so much content going on. There's just really fast paced momentum about it. And I think it technically has the most long takes of all his movies, despite it being his shortest one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? So man, it's so experimental. I think I'm no.
You gotta pick.
I think I might actually shit.
You gotta pick.
You know what? I'm just gonna break my own rules and say Punch Drunk Love because that's a little more on the heart. I think The Master is just I'd rather follow the heart than the technical.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna say the Punch Drunk Love for this.
Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, that's different than what I would have said a few days ago.
Yeah?
A few days ago I would have said The Master.
That's your final answer?
Yep, I will seriously say Punch Drunk Love.
All right, Punch Drunk Love it is, guys. Okay.
It's too good.
Well, now Punch Drunk Love versus One Battle After Another.
Oh, I think I think I'm just gonna simply go with One Battle After Another.
Okay.
I think that one does amp it up something up a little more. So.
All right. Yeah, I hear you from what you said about it. Okay. All right. So that finishes that half of the bracket. So now your last two, Licorice Pizza versus One Battle After Another.
I'll say one battle after another. I think he definitively
he just wins it all.
Yeah,
huh?
he just kind of wins it all.
Dang. All right.
I think he seriously just kind of laid the ultimate movie flicker pizza
Damn.
and just made it better.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, bro.
I can't wait to see it.
It's the best. It's
Yeah.
his best movie.
All right. One battle after another. Everybody,
battle
Paul
after
Thomas Anderson, Blake Hall's bracket. Yeah.
There we
How
go.
how was it? You like that?
That was perfect. Let's do that every time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Surprise me with the director.
I'm
or
gonna
whatever.
go with another. I'm gonna go with directors and musicians. I think.
Do it.
I'm gonna make games out of that. I'm gonna do. I like the bracket.
Yeah,
idea.
that'll get me open. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll open me up like nothing else. That's you just got my deepest depths by doing it that way. That's perfect.
Man, the Punch Drunk Love versus the Master got you.
That's the worst one. That one actually surprisingly got me the most. Yeah, no, I'm seriously gonna walk out and I could regret it later.
Yeah.
Actually, but
I feel like
but
you should have went with that.
but
But
it-
one battle takes it all, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
yeah,
So,
exactly. But that one got me the most because I think again that was like a slight bit of the Master's technically the better probably, but maybe those are like the power dynamics. But Punch Drunk Love just might be a little more
Yeah.
within, because I see the full spectrum of
I
sadness.
tend to follow my heart more than technical value on
Me too.
movies.
And that's
in
how I am
general.
too. And that's why I try to always lean into that more. I think I've just had enough visions of prophecies to know I think I should be following the heart most
Yeah.
whenever I'm conflicted like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right, that was fun, man. Yeah, I'll come up with more of those for you.
Yeah,
then.
bro.
Yeah.
Should we
Good
keep pushing past 80 minutes or should we call it?
This is right at the money.
I could keep going if you want to.
I figure. Okay, well, how about this? How about let's wrap it up with talking about The Body.
Yeah, dude, let's do that. That's excellent. Excellent. Cool.
Excuse me.
I love The Body.
Yeah,
I watched
so
it numerous
The
times
Body,
this morning and last night.
just premiered on YouTube this morning, and I sent you a copy of it last night. Actually, I don't know. Did you watch? I guess the one I sent you last night is actually deleted now because
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I found the other version though.
Okay,
yeah,
good
the
deal,
Patreon
good
version.
deal,
Yeah,
good.
I got
So-
that. And, well, I'll say about it first off is, and I'm so glad we concluded with that Paul Thomas Anderson bracket because the first thing I want to point out is that soundtrack actually reminds me so much of the One Battle After Another.
Oh,
soundtrack.
really?
Actually, big old time. Yes.
Interesting.
The real subtle kind of like flow about it that just
Yeah.
interests you right in the moment. It puts
Yeah.
you in the moment,
Uh-huh.
big time. So I was genius call on the soundtrack.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Just the way all the shots were composed, I thought you just did a great job all around at
Thank you,
pacing
man.
it out. I was just surprised. That was 10 minutes worth of footage.
Yeah, I know. We shot it
2 hour span.
for context, everybody. If you're listening, we were doing some experimental stuff. I just kind of want to go back to my roots. I wanted to take the camera out with no strings attached, just shoot some footage, make something with Blake and whoever else I could be involved. And we started out on one of these days by going to the Seven Islands. Is it called Seven
Yeah.
Islands Park?
Yep.
And we went to this park, and we actually that footage that we started shooting just randomly ended up being TV Land footage which was great. But then we went out and let's who else can we get to come out here? And we got your buddy Tomas, which was a pleasant guy to work with. He was a lot of fun. We got Ronnie and his girl Elizabeth, and which are great people. And we just kind of came out with a loose idea of kind of what you're based off a script that you wrote a year ago or whatever. And we just kind of improvised the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like totally. Like I had some ideas. I had an idea how I wanted Ronnie and Elizabeth's character to come in, and everything else was just up to everybody. Just
Yeah,
coming
but, I
up
mean,
with
it's almost
stuff.
we're just running on a bit of a comedic sort of just I don't know buzz about
Comedic,
it.
dark
yeah.
turn-
Kinda
dark
yeah,
comedy
kind of
kinda
some
thing,
dark
yeah.
comedy exactly.
But it was like we shot for like 2.5 hours, and it started even raining at the end of it.
Yeah,
but dude, all that we got in 10
Unreal.
minutes.
You don't once you start, you don't stop.
Yeah, yeah, that was that clip.
I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah. So we got a 10-minute short film out of it, and I think it came out a lot of fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a blast. Mesmerizing movie, and it just dropped literally the day that we're here on this recording. So strongly recommend everyone watch it. 'Cause
The
it's
Body
a
on
blast.
Strange Film Studios.
The Body
It's
is
just
awesome.
it's a fun, like, again, it's it was literally just me and my camera.
It is fun.
And these guys, and
Shout out, yeah, it just has a good like kind of like being out in the woods fishing kind of
I
atmosphere.
kind of
to it.
wanted to, when I was doing the edit, I was like, as I edit, I always start kind of slowly getting a vision of kind of how it's going to look and sound, or what I'm kind of feeling I'm going for, and things like that. And I kind of quickly turned into, I was like, I kind of want this to be like a really, it almost sounds and feels like it's like an emotional movie at first. It's kind of just like, it's like a really gentle piano playing and stuff. And I was like, I just want these guys I want you to be in the moment with these guys for a moment. And then it's like, and then it just starts getting like dark and wacky, and then the two of you like start fighting, and then it takes a real sinister turn with Ronnie and everything. But it's all very kind of charming and fun because everything that is being said is absolutely ridiculous.
It is
Like,
it's
every
over the top.
word
It is really
ridiculous.
absurd. It's really absurd. It's just
Yeah.
kind of like just lugheads in the almost in the out of their element sort of scenario. It's like a
Yeah.
scenario that brings them out of their element, you could say, and makes
Yeah.
them.
But
act
everybody is
strange.
ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
even
No one knows
shit
how to
that you say-
communicate,
Yeah,
get
the
along
shit
with
you
it.
say is like my grandma's toilet overflowed.
Yeah, I was just trying to bring. I was like, what's the most random, just
Yeah.
strange, bizarre thing I could draw? I don't know, just whatever flowed in the moment.
And then that whole just you guys looking at the body. Lucas Dunn, shout out for playing our dead
that was
body.
amazing.
Man, but yeah, it's a fun, quirky, charming improvised film,
For
and
sure. Yeah,
I really like how it came together. I was like, I kind of want this to look like classy or something. Like
Yeah.
like that's why I created I did like cursive.
That font was great.
and
I was gonna say
stuff,
that
and-
font was fantastic.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
bro.
wanted
No, you
to-
got a great aesthetic out of that, bro.
Thank you.
Bro. I recommend it. It's a mini masterpiece. of its own.
Yeah, it's just it's a fun one. But I'm glad it came out the way it did. It's
Yeah,
cool.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a highly rewatchable. I watched it a few times already.
That's such a good one, man. It's so fun.
Thank you.
So, any more directors or books or anything else we want to get into, or you want to wrap it up there?
We can wrap it, man, if you want. Yeah, I'm good. We got hour 23 now over here.
Right on.
I
guess
think we covered a lot.
Save that momentum for the next time, perhaps.
Yeah, sure thing. Absolutely.
That's a lot of what happens. I find as we were just talking about, like getting into stuff, taking hours at a time, dude. I think another side of it is, dude, sometimes you get into it, I don't know where to stop sometimes once that energy is up.
I hear that.
It's like, how can I bring myself to cut this off? You know?
I hear that. Yeah.
Someone's got to do it for me.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, let's wrap it here. If you guys have checked out Reel to Reel so far, thank you. It's been on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, and slowly starting to create a little Instagram account for it. But we've gotten some little handful of views there
Right on.
and listens. So I'm grateful. Let us know. Blake, anything else you want to say?
No, I think we've covered everything beyond
buddy.
today. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Then we'll catch you all on the next one, and have a good day.
Well, have a great one.